Maliki.
Jai.
Dora Bakta Bindaki.
Jai.
Dora Pada Menande.
Halo.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 So we are reading from the JNANA B.GITA as it is, chapter 5, verse number 10. So the text is written on the notice board. So we wish that everybody pay attention to the notice board. So I'll read the Sanskrit, repeat it after me. Brahmani Adaya Karmani Brahmani Adaya Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Karoti Yaha Sangam Tyaktva Karoti Yaha Libyate na sa papena Libyate na sa papena Padma patram Ibam basa Padma patram Ibam basa Brahmani Adaya Karamani Samgam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Padma Patram Ibam Basa Brahmani Adaya Karamani Samgam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Padma Patra Ibam Basa Brahmani Adaya Karamani Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Padma Patra Ibam Basa. So please chant. Brahmani Adaya Karamani Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Padma Patra Ibam Basa Brahmani Adaya Karamani Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Padma Patra Ibam Basa Brahmani Adaya Karamani Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Padma Patra Ibam Basa Brahmani Adaya Karamani Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Padma Patra Ibam Basa. What is? Brahmani Adaya Karamani Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya Livyatena Samapena Sangam Yatua Karatia Liliate Nasa Papena Padma Pakarami Vamasa. Wait for word translation. Brahmani, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Adaya, resigning. Karamani, always. Sangam, attachment. Tyatwa, giving up. Karoti, performs. Jahan, who? Leviate is affected. Nam, never. Saha, he. Bapena, by sin. Padma Patram, a lotus leaf. Iva, like. Ambasa, by the water. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is the Translation. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the result into the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Please repeat responsibly. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by simple action, as the lotus leaf is not touched by water. Prabhupada's purport. Here, Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness. The material world is a sum total manifestation of the three modes of material nature, technically called the Pradhan. The Vedic hymns, Sarvam, He, Itat Brahma, Mandukya Upanishad 2, Tasmat Itat, Brahmanama, Rupam Anam Cha Jayate, Mudanka Upanishad 119, and in the B.GITA 14.3, Mama Yuni, Mahat Brahma, indicate that everything in the material world is a manifestation of Brahman. And although the effects are differently manifested, they are non-different from the cause. In the Upanishad, it is said that everything is related to the Supreme Brahman or Krishna, and thus everything belongs to him only. One who knows perfectly well that everything belongs to Krishna, that he is the proprietor of everything, and that therefore everything is to be engaged in the service of the Lord, naturally has nothing to do with the result of his activities, whether virtuous or sinful. If one's material body being a gift of the Lord for carrying out a particular type of action can be engaged in Krishna consciousness, it is then beyond contamination by sinful reactions, exactly as the lotus leaf, though remaining in the water, is not wet. The Lord says in the B.GITA 3:30, Mai sarvani karamani sanyasaha. Resign all works unto me, Krishna. The conclusion is that a person without Krishna consciousness acts according to the concept of the material body and senses, but a person in Krishna consciousness acts according to the knowledge that the body is the property of Krishna and should therefore be engaged in the service of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Adhyana Siniranda Sirjana Salataya Chakshi Kumalitam Dhyana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutare Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi, Varamani Pracharini, Namaste Sringavali, Vasatya Disatarini. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasari, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Brahmani Adaya Karamani, Sangam Tektua Karoti Yaha, Libyate Nasa Pina, Padma Padram Ibak Basaha. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the result unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So you're all once again welcome to today's class. It is the conclusive understanding of what is devotional service. This verse is so important because it encompasses all the modules of Krishna consciousness. Since the one that we started the Kartik fasting, I've been listening to the Srimad B.GITA audio daily. I listen from the introduction to chapter 18. I do that every day. And at times I can do it like 3-4 times, especially when I'm driving. So I recommend that. If you have the B.GITA audio, especially within this period, if you can listen to it daily, it will inspire you so much to understand the intricacies of devotional service. Those of you that find yourself on the Harikrishna Africa platform, see every day I post a verse there, a chapter, the audio version. And it's so nice. So this very text, the chapter 5, verse number 10, that talks about detachment from the fruits of our activities. In this material world, all of us are forced to be engaged in an activity. Nobody can remain idle, not even for a moment, without being engaged in an activity. Even those that sit down quietly without moving the limb of their body are so engaged in activity. Because the mind is always engaged in activity. Even at the point of sleeping, the mind is still working, that's why we dream. So the Gita says, all of us are forced to act based on the modes of nature we have acquired from our previous life. And nobody can remain inactive, not even for a moment. So if action is so important, or we are always engaged in an action, then we need to find out what kind of action is appropriate and what kind of action is inappropriate. The Gita says, the one who is able to see the action in inaction and inaction in action is an intelligent man. That if you are able to see action in inaction and inaction in action, that means you are an intelligent person. So what does it mean? When one is engaged in an action and one is aspiring for the result, the fruit of the action, it means the one is acting based on karma. But when one acts without expecting any result for its own sense gratification, even though that person is seen engaged in acting, that person is performing inaction. I don't know whether it's easy to understand. If somebody is acting, doing many things, and the person is expecting some results, or the person person wants to enjoy the fruits of the result, that person is considered to be in karma yoga. But when one is engaged in doing many things, but not expecting any result for his own sense gratification, even though that person is active, he is considered to be in action. And even though one can be seen not performing any action, sitting down quietly, but the mind is hungry for many things, desiring for many things. Even though this person is seen to be inactive, he is actually engaged in action. So one who is able to see action in inaction and inaction in action is considered to be an intelligent person. So a devotee is always working, not for his own self-gratification. So we can say the devotee is not active, because whatever he does, he is just aspiring to dovetail all his activities towards pleasing the Supreme Lord. In fact, today I themed this topic that be the change you wish to see in others. Many a times, in every organization, in every institution, we look up to the authorities, the leadership. Many a times we go out there to preach, and we expect people to act in a specific way. We want people to conduct themselves in some specific area. When it comes to devotee care, all of us here want to expect that when a devotee is in need, all of us must be there to support. All of us, that's how we think. We want to see that, okay, this devotee is in need, okay, we must help the person. Okay, this activity needs to be performed, okay, somebody must do. Most often, we expect others to do these things. So anywhere you experience complaints about how people do things, those of us that complain all the time, many a times, we expect others to do what we are complaining about. Let me give an example. You come to the temple and probably you see the front of the temple dirty. As a normal human being, you begin to complain. Why is this place so dirty? This place needs to be swept. Why is dirty? So the question here is, what will happen if you take the broom to sweep it? You expect somebody to do it. That's the change you wish to see in others. So you must be the change you expect from others. It is very easy to complain about people. It is very, very easy to complain about situations. But it is very, very difficult to implement what we expect others to do. So in devotional service, and also in the Bible, it is said that we must first remove the specks here, so that we'll be able to see the specks in the eyes of other people. That is the meaning. Be the change you wish to see in others. When there is a problem, all of us see the other party as the one at fault. Even in a relationship, when there is any misunderstanding, there is any problem, we see that our partner is the cause of the problem. But if you are able to accept responsibility, to understand that probably we are the cause of the situation, you expect your spouse to speak with you with respect. You expect your colleagues to respect you. You expect your colleagues to serve you, to give you all the adoration, whatever it is. You must do the same. So I say here, you must be the change that you wish to see in others. In every environment or any environment that the individual members of that environment takes responsibility, always wish to be, or wish to try as much as possible to be what they expect from others, that institution becomes very beautiful. All the times, all that we see, we criticize people, we try as much as possible to see the fault in other people, but we don't think that we are supposed to be doing these things we expect in others. A devotee did not come to the temple, and we expect that the authorities might go and find them. Yes, that's their responsibility. But you ask yourself, have you been paying attention to those who are not coming to temple to visit them? That I have not been in the temple all this while, nobody is asking of me. When you were coming to temple all the time and people were not coming to temple, were you finding out why they were not coming? See, the point is very easy for us to these people to complain. But when it comes to we exemplifying what we wish to see in others, it becomes very difficult. When we are serving prasada, everybody says, I need to get my prasada. Only few of us will be thinking, okay, I need to serve others before I serve myself. That's a human tendency. But here in devotional service, we are advised that we must try as much as possible to be the change we wish to see in other people. All of us in this room, all of us watching us on Facebook, we criticize our leaders all the time. Anytime we have the opportunity, we criticize our authorities, especially in Ghana, the political, people. All the time we speak against them. But we should reduce the position to why we occupy and find out if we are truly doing what we expected these our people to do. For instance, maybe in some institution you are supposed to be the leader there, and you have all the beautiful ideas, you expect the political people to do A, B, C. Ask yourself if you are doing what you're supposed to do or what you expected them to do, because you also find yourself in a position. You are a father. You are the leader of the house. What do you expect the temple authorities to do? Are you doing the same thing in your house? So the point here is, we must try to be the change we wish to see in other people. As soon as we begin to behave like this, we will stop or we will minimize complaints and criticism. Because many a times, the thing we criticize people of, at times we are doing worse. But we are always pointing hands at people. We don't see ourselves doing most of the things we are being criticized people of. So the point is, we must try to be the change that we wish to see in others. And coming to today's verse, in fact, devotional service is not very difficult. Devotional service is not very difficult. It's very simple. But it's simple to those who are very sincere. If you are not very sincere in devotional service, it will become very difficult. Here, Krishna is saying that we should not be attached to the result of our actions. Like the lotus flower is never touched by water. If you have never seen a lotus flower before, lotus flower is always in water. It actually grows from water. But take water and pour on the petals. As soon as you pour water, all the water that will drop down. So lotus flower is always in the midst of water, but it is never touched by water. So all the services that we render in devotional service, we are supposed to be detached from the result. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, we all know the story. Arjuna, as a soldier, was not ready to fight. Because the battlefield, we have the opposing side, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is the charioteer of Arjuna. And Arjuna told Krishna, my dear Krishna, please take me to the middle of the battlefield. I want to see those who are ready to fight. I want to know those I should be ready to contend with. So Krishna drove the chariot to the middle of the arena, and Arjuna saw all the people he has been doing things with his own spiritual master. The chariot was there. His grandson, Bhishmadev was there. Karna was there. Duryodhana, all the other people on the other side. There are people that Arjuna is somebody other related to. Even his own father-in-law was there, Drupada. And many others that right from their childhood they were together, and people that he's supposed to pay obeisance to, they were ready to fight. And looking at the other side, on his own side, the Pandava side, there are people that Arjuna know very well. So Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, looking at all the people here, and knowing very well that as soon as we begin this battle, many will die. My dear Krishna, I'm not ready for this I'm not really ready for all the three worlds. Talk less of just one earth. I would prefer to go and stay in the forest and meditate than to kill all these people. Because whatever endeavor you engage in, you want to get something to enjoy with people that you love. And these people that at the end of the day I would love to enjoy the kingdom with, they are the same people arranging on the battlefield. So mean at the end of the day, even if I become victorious, all the people I'm supposed to enjoy with will not be there. So my dear Christian, I am not ready for this battle. Please, I won't fight. And Sanjaya said, Arjuna, after saying this, he dropped the Gandiva bow and said, Krishna, I want to fight. And one of the reasons Arjuna gave is, after killing all these men here, their wives will not have husbands. And because they don't have husbands, some men will take advantage of them. We know when a woman loses her husband, is a widow, probably has some kids. The woman is so much in need. So any man at all can get an advantage. So I give a third question. So men will take advantage of these women. And when men take advantage of them, they will get pregnant and probably the men will say they are not responsible. Because of that, these women will bring out some dangerous progeny. Bastard children with their father, nobody to guide them. So these kids will occupy this world, they will populate the world, and now because these kids are not trained properly, there are some basic rituals that each family must perform for their ancestors. That will not be done. And when these rituals are not done, the whole world will be engulfed with chaos. And because of that, those that caused that problem, they will go to hell and suffer. So my dear Krishna, I am not ready for this. So Krishna said, Arjuna, even though you are speaking so many wonderful philosophy, powerful philosophy, but you are lamenting for what you should not lament for. So Krishna started telling Arjuna why he must fight. So chapter 11, where after Krishna has said so many things and Arjuna believes Krishna. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, you said A, B, C, D is from you. Krishna said, I am the sun, I am the moon, I am the air, I am this. Almost everything is from you. So can you show me that your universal form, from where all these things came to be? Krishna said, my dear Arjuna, yes, I can show you that, but you only need a spiritual eye to see that my universal form. So here, see, I give you the universal form. See what you are looking for. All the oceans, all the planets, all the galaxies, everything you have been thinking of seeing, all in one place. Look at it. And Arjuna saw all the planets. He saw different types of stars, thousands of stars, different planets, different galaxies, so many moons, and many things Arjuna was seeing. And Arjuna also saw that all the soldiers on the battlefield, they were all entering into Krishna's ghastly form, into his mouth. They were all going there, and the teeth was crushing them. So Krishna said, you see, all these people stand on the battlefield, both on the Kurava side and on the Pandava side. Except you, the 5 Pandavas, everybody is dead already. So I just want you to do work, fight. I mean, go and fight. So they can get, even if you don't fight, all of them are dead already. So fight. So Arjuna was so much concerned about the result of this action of killing these soldiers. Krishna said, you are a soldier. It is your duty to fight a religious battle. So just fight. Don't think of the result. Because if you think of the result, that's when you will be affected by karma. But if you just go and fight as a soldier, because that's your duty, without expecting infamy or fame or loss or whatever, then you are not supposed to suffer for the result of your actions. So in Krishna consciousness, it is our duty to be engaged in varieties of actions, in duties, different things we have to do. But we must be detached from the result of those actions. Because as soon as you become attached to the result of your actions, then all the problems you cause during that action, you should be ready for it. So before I said, devotional service is very easy. What do I mean? You are a farmer out there. Your duty is to farm. So at the end of the day, you have your harvest. Don't enjoy the fruit of the harvest alone. Give part to serve humanity through Christian consciousness. Then you are not entitled to the karmic reaction of the action as a family. You are a teacher. You are teaching. When you are going to work, maybe you have to sit in the car, you have to drive. The car will drive on the way and kill so many insects, so many living on the road. So at the end of the month, whatever money you receive, don't just enjoy the result alone. Part of it must be used to serve God. Then you are not entitled to the karmic reaction of you killing all those little animals unknowingly. You are a businessman. There are many atrocities you commit during your business life. But at the end of the day, if the result of this action is used in the service of the Supreme Lord, then the karmic reaction of the action does not affect you. But if not, then you should be ready for all the actions. So even in devotional service, the services we perform, we should try as much as possible not to be attached to the results. Because there are so many offenses we commit, even when we are serving the Lord. I remember some time ago, I asked my Guru Maharaj, that time I was on the altar every Thursday. And on the altar, we know very well there are so many restrictions, so many rules. The do's are don't do this, don't do that, and many things on the altar. So I asked Guru Maharaj, there are so many restrictions on the altar. I prefer to go and preach, not to be on the altar. Because all the time when I'm on the altar, I'm just thinking about the offenses, the kind of offense that I'll commit on the altar. So it doesn't really help me. So I prefer to be out there and do my immediate preaching. So Guru Maharaj said, first, whatever you do, there will be a result. So yes, if you commit some offenses, there will be some result to that offenses. Not two ways about it. But also, the opportunity of being on the altar serving the Lord, that good aspect of your life also will come to you. So don't focus on the offenses you might commit, but focus on the good that you're doing. And apart from that, focus on your duty. Don't expect any result from the service you are rendering on the altar. If you are able to position yourself this way, then you don't commit any offense. Even if you commit offense, you don't suffer for the actions you perform on the altar. So all of us, if we want to be free from the reactions of the actions we perform, we should not be attached to the results of the actions. That will be able to help us. If not, it is not very easy. Maya is so strong. Many a time we think, okay, I'm a wonderful devotee. I'm a very great devotee. Look at what I can do. I can do A, B, C, D. I'm a perfect devotee. I'm a perfect devotee. No. If you read B.GITA one of his books, he said one thing. He said it is very difficult to overcome your ego. The false ego is very difficult to overcome. And even when you think that now you are out of ego, you're out of false ego because you think you are a very perfect devotee, you are doing things nicely, and you tell yourself, oh, now I'm a good devotee. Wow, I'm a very wonderful devotee. That in itself is false ego. That when you think that you are able to overcome your false ego and then feel good about it, that in itself is false ego. So what it means is that Maya is very difficult to overcome. I mean, we have so many stories in our scriptures where